Hi guys, one of the biggest opportunities in business now is AI agents. And I recently have been going to some events, some AI events in Dubai, and meeting with a lot of developers. And one of the hottest topic is AI agents. And we've been discussing a lot about ideas. So I'm going to share 16 of the best ideas and how I'm thinking about AI agents. And AI agents are extremely powerful because they can operate much cheaper than people and they can be faster. They don't need to sleep, don't need to eat, and it can just automate everything, make everything lower cost, more efficient, and it's super powerful. And many of these AI agents, I'm going to share 16 AI agents. So 10 of them are basic AI agents that every company will use just to perform basic tasks that can really save time. And then I'm going to share six AI agents that help to manage all the other agents. And then I'm going to share how I think about how to build AI agents, how to decide what agents to build, and how to decide what agents should be, what tasks should be people, what tasks should be agents. So what is an AI agent? An AI agent is basically a system or program that is capable of autonomously performing tasks on behalf of a user or another system. And speed of development of AI agents is accelerating and it's becoming extremely powerful. So the first AI agent I'm going to share is customer support agent. And everyone knows about the customer support agent, which is just like a basic chatbot that everyone has on their company, and it's like a basic thing that's the first thing that AI can automate. But what I believe is going to be the future of AI agents is is to have an interface, a backwards facing interface between the AI agent. So when you have a chat bot, your chat support speaking to customers, it will summarize what are the things that it has trouble with. And it's going to give you a report at the end of every day or every few hours. It's going to say, this is the questions that I have. Please, can you answer these questions? And then it will reply to the customers. And it will also ask you, I don't know these things. Can you help to train me? So what I'm talking about is like a backward facing customer agent. So it helps to reply and then it speaks to you and then it asks you these questions maybe by email. It sends you a report with the questions and then it gets back to the customers. So this is the next stage of AI agents, of customer support agents. Now, the second one is similar to the customer support, but it's lead nurturing. And what it does is it looks at all of the leads and it basically does what the outreach, what the setters, what the these kind of people are doing, which is it monitors all of this, maybe checks some of the data about them, maybe what time did they log in, what's the optimum time to contact them, and then it has like a template of different emails. Maybe it reaches out by chat or by WhatsApp, and then it asks them a few questions to qualify them, and then it helps to set them up for a call or whatever the onboarding customer acquisition process is. And this process is just can be automated with lead nurturing, and then maybe it sets up to speak to a person depending on your process, or it takes them to the next stage, and it basically monitors all of that. The next part is the customer opportunity analyst agent. And so the customer opportunity analyst agent is the agent that tracks all of the KPI, all of the data from the customers. It analyzes and it kind of checks what are the opportunities, what are the certain things that we should improve, and it looks maybe at churn risk. So if it's like a SaaS product, it looks at what's the actual things that can be improved. When should we reach out to this person to try and engage them if they've lost interest or if they stop doing it? And it looks at all of these things, and then it maybe monitors what parts of the app, what parts of your process it's using, and then it analyzes it and then it goes through. Now, the next big opportunity with agents is the personal assistant agent, and the personal assistant agent is it's basically like a chat support, but it's more advanced because it you have multiple levels of the chat support. So you have like a basic customer support agent, which is speaking to your customers, but you have different level of agents depending on if they're a customer or not, or what kind of level they are. And you may even have like I think in the future everyone is going to have their own personal assistant agent, and it will be like the personal customer support agent for you for your communication. So you will have maybe multiple levels of agents. So each agent will have multiple like permissions or levels. So if you're speaking to someone who doesn't know you, they will be like at the furthest outside level. So when they speak to you, they will ask you general questions and general information that's like publicly available that you don't care anyone knows. Um, and then they will ask these questions, and then it will have like the ways that they can engage. If they want to book a call, they can book a call if it's paid, all these kind of things. But then you'll have multiple different levels. So if you will have one level which is like for your team, and so your team will be able to communicate with you with different ways, and then you may want to share a lot more information with them, such as like it could share maybe your calendar, for example, and then so anyone can ask like what are you doing on this day, or what are your available time slots, and then it can connect up to book a call, or it can connect up to like different levels of permission. And then you might have one which is like for your close family, for example. So then your agent, uh, they can ask you any question. It can even share like your location. It could share all of these things. And then it could say like, how was your day? And then it could tell them without you doing it. And then what is super powerful about having this kind of personal agent is that when everyone has these personal agents, they will be able to communicate super fast. You'll be able to communicate with any agent in anyone's agent, and it will just be like super fast. So it means that everything can happen really, really fast. Because one of the biggest uh, things that is the problem with people is that it takes a long time to communicate. It can be not efficient to communicate because we need to sleep. We just do one thing at a time, and when we're doing one thing, we can't do other things if we want to be productive. So this kind of AI agent will just be like constantly available. So it could kind of reach out to multiple agents, check opportunities, check questions. I'm looking like it just opens up possibilities of massive, fast communication. And the key to creating this personal agent is going to be you need to share like your basic operating system of how you work. So you're creating yourself and putting it into an agent. Like, what are your principles? What are your goals? What are your like? How do you want to live? How do you want this agent to interact? So you just start recording like everything you do, all of these things, and then the agents will become you basically. So you'll become like an AI agent that communicate with anyone. So I think this is super powerful. And then the other agent is the personal coach. And the personal coach is uh, it's like the same kind of agent, your personal agent, but it's like facing you. So it's your personal coach, which is you tell it your goals, you tell it your operating system, and then you can just talk to it as like a personal assistant, and it's helping you to improve. It's like scanning resources, it's giving you like learning resources, it's giving you things that can help you to achieve your goals. It's like, and then it's also helping you to go out and connect with other people that can help you, like connect with mentors, connect with things like that. And the reason that all of these agents, they should be, you should specialize them in a specific task because it makes it like much more efficient. The agents can be so much better if you just have one agent for one task. Just like people, if you focus on one thing, you can achieve much more in that one thing. And so this is the personal coach agent. Then we have the website update agent, and this is a agent that has access to the website, and it also may have access to um, or obviously it has access to check the analytics of the site and how users are engaging with it. And so what it will do is it will just kind of scan the website for things that need to be updating, like if certain website is like dropping in the SEO, then it will help to update it if it can do that, or it will ask you to help update it with content that it needs. It will ask you questions. And then what will happen is also if you want to update the website, so you say like, oh, we have new people joining our team, please update our staff page, or like we have this happening, we're launching a new product, or this is like a new thing that's happening, please update this, please update that page, and then it will just automatically update it with organically, so you don't need to just go into all of these things. And so that's the website update agent. And it can also, yes, it can also suggest if certain topics are doing well, if you're targeting SEO, it can help to recommend similar content across things like that. And then we also have the event planning agent. So the event planning agent is just an example of something that is focused on a specific task. So if you have online events, on or offline events, then it will just be specialized in the event planning, the follow-up, like all of the tasks. So you can just it can just be like an event planner, an event management agent that can just follow up on people and just manage the event and just be like the manager of the event. Then we have the content repurposing agent. And so what they do is you can just you can just create some content, put it into the content purposing agent, and it will spread it across multiple platforms. It will just create media that can be used on different platforms because obviously LinkedIn is more professional focused, Instagram more lifestyle focused, etc. It can just adapt it and you put it in and it will just come out in multiple things. So many of these agents, probably they're just going to be like a company is just going to do that one thing and then you can connect with it. It's probably not going to be every company creates all of these agents. There's going to be companies that focus on this agent, and then you can just use that agent. And then we have the finance analyst and resource allocation agent. And what the finance analyst does is it just monitors all of the transactions and analyzes them, and then it gives you insights. So this is basically like an accountant. It does the bookkeeping, and then it just checks all of the analytics of your site, of your processes, and it gives you ideas for how it can be improved. And it just helps to manage everything like that. Because it's obviously like finance is basically data, so it can just analyze the data um, and then just do everything for you. The Innovation Scout agent. Now, this is an interesting agent because with technology growing very fast, we need to keep developing and keep innovating. And so, what the Innovation Scout agent does is it looks at your technology that you're using, it looks at all your agents that you're using, and then it will also scan. Maybe it does this every week. It performs a scan or a job where it looks at your agent, your tech stack. It looks at your customers. It like understands your customers. It understands your finance. It understands everything like this to analyze it. And then what it does is it scans new technology that is available that may be able to solve the problems much better. So there's all this new technology that's become available, and then it just scans it, and it looks at built with. It can scan the competitors' sites, and it can also scan maybe not competitors, but like other industries for other ideas, because you can get ideas from many industries. And then it also looks at job posts of similar companies, of better companies, of different industries. It kind of checks like what are they doing, what are some ideas from that. And then it kind of synthesizes this. It looks at customer satisfaction and yeah, it just runs this and just gives you a report and it just gives you suggestions. So that's like a innovation scout agent, which could be very helpful, especially as things accelerate and it's becoming increasingly challenging to keep up with all of the new technology that's going to become available, and this is just going to keep accelerating. So now I've discussed some kind of basic agents that are doing specific tasks. Now we come on to the more valuable or more important agents and how to think about managing these agents with agents. And this I think is really interesting because we have there's many tech companies that are basically saying you don't need middle managers because it's basically pointless to have someone who's just communicating, and better if they just do the job directly themselves. But when you look at all of these agents, it's different because they're performing so many tasks so fast. It's really helpful for you to have like a layer or some kind of tools that you can use to manage these agents. And so what this does is it works with all of these agents, and it it does a number of different tasks. So one of them is it just helps to communicate between agents. So if one agent wants to speak to that agent, yeah, they can do it directly, but it can also help to review things. So for example, if there's a conflict between agents and they have like conflicting goals, then the management agent can look at the bigger picture and it can say like you guys have priority, this agent has priority on this case, and then it can give you a report and say like this is the conflict that happened, and then it can also review everything as an overall thing. Um, and then so you could basically make this management agent and divide it into multiple mini agents. So one of them is like a new agent creator agent. So what this new agent creator agent, yeah, basically. And so what it does is it looks at the tech stack, it looks at the KPIs of what's happening, and then it looks at potential future uh, ideas for what a new agent could be, and then it pitches you these ideas like, okay, I think we should have an agent for this, or it does like these are some ideas for agents, or these are some improvements for agents, and then it gives you these feedback based on KPI, maybe KPI is changing, and so it's like an improvement agent of improving all of the agents. So this could be part of the manager agent, or it could be like a separate agent. And then you have an agent performance monitor agent. And so what this does is it tracks all of the KPI in the whole company, and it tracks the performance, and it can give you like a dashboard of all of the agents. And then it gives you ideas. So it gives you like what can this agent, what can we learn from this agent and apply it to this agent? What are some insights we can use to um, improve these agents? So it's like kind of like a basic management function, which is like checking KPI, and then monitoring the performance of the agents, and then alerting you if there's any problems, or if it can take action itself. It's like has this, if there's like a recurring issue, say for example, if like customer support realizes that there's a problem on the website, then it can go to this. This can start doing the report, and then it can message the website content update agent, and then it can do this. Obviously, you want to build this in layers. So you want to do the basic agents first, and then you do the management agents second. After you're comfortable and you're doing with the testing phase, you obviously want to make sure it works well, but it kind of works in stages. And then you have the talent scout agent. And because obviously there are going to be jobs and activities that should be done by people and the activities that should be done by agents. And so for the activities that should be done by people, there's an agent that helps with recruiting and helps with talent scouting. So it will check what the requirements are, and then it will help to go out onto LinkedIn or similar companies, or maybe if you have a pool of prospective new hires, then it will look through those, recommend people, and act as like a talent scout, help with the recruitment. Then you have an onboarding agent for new people, which is a really helpful agent because when you do onboarding, it's kind of a set process of you want to train them as fast as possible and give them as good resources as possible. So what it will do is it will you have all of your documentation about what the company does, how it works, so they can the new people you can train the agent on everything that they need to do, and then set up a step-by-step process for onboarding. It can give quizzes to the people so that you can check that they understand how to do it. It can also answer questions like super fast, obviously. So it's like a onboarding training, and it just helps to do everything much faster. And then another cool idea is to have a motivational agent, which is similar to like your personal coach, and it just works for people as well. So you can monitor KPI, you can give feedback and suggestions to people, and you can maybe give quotes, like depending on what the person. Everyone is individual, so you need to personalize it to each person. It can check what works, what doesn't work. This is obviously quite experimental, but it could be cool to have some kind of KPI agent, motivational agent that kind of compares or shares ideas between people, or like helps to do this kind of thing. So those are some ideas for agents, and I think there's so many possible ideas, and it's so amazing some of the potential that could happen with agents. And I'm going to share now what I think the process is for building agents and how you do it. So there are, so let me just rub this out. Okay, so when you come to building agents, so I'm not going to talk about the actual stack, but I'm going to talk about the actual process and thinking about how to build agents. So you want to start with the scope and define it. And there's a saying which is like, yeah, define, eliminate, automate, delegate. And so this is the process that you're going to want to go through when you create agents. It's just the same process that you do if you're building a company. Is you look through, you just define what the workflow is, what the goal is, and you work on that first. There's a saying that if you want to solve a problem, start with a definition, uh, and spend 90% on trying to consider the problem and define the problem and then come up with a solution. So then you want to go through to eliminate, and there's many things, many steps probably that are necessary. If you remove them, what happens? Is it better? Just try and simplify, make it really simple, and then you can start automating it. And it's really, yeah, really helpful after you've defined it. Like in the first stage, you define it, so you write out all of the steps that you do in the process, and then you just like look through it and you try and eliminate what anything that's unnecessary. Then you can just automate it. So then you can just define what are the inputs, what are the outputs. Yeah, what are the inputs and the outputs. So then you work on the automation, which is creating the agents, and you can just build the first version and then update it, and you can train with sample data and then train with real data and then set the KPI, build the dashboard so you have a system that you can monitor. You want to have logs so you can track everything that's happening. You want to have alerts, so if it's like outside of this process, then it tells you about it. And then, for example, if you get a message if it's not performing, so you know about it, and then that's what you want to do. And then you basically want to automate everything that you can automate, and then anything you can't automate is going to be delegated to people. And it's likely that by doing this process, there's going to be more tasks for people that are going to be related to things that computers can't do, AI agents can't do. So that will be things like maybe one-on-one calls and relationship building, things like empathy and that require more empathy, more judgment based, more human judgment, more personal connection. And there's always a trend when AI happens. There's always a trend with every trend. There's a counter trend, and with the AI, the counter trend is community and nature. These are the two big counter trends. So yeah, I think so. Here's some ideas of AI agents, and if you found that helpful and you'd like to connect, check out some links in the description. If you're in Dubai, welcome to come along to some of the AI events. And yeah, I think we're going to see huge change in society now with this development of technology, and we're going to see a massive shift. And I will share another video about how I think you can stay ahead in that time, how humans is so important to keep learning and to keep staying ahead. And society is really going to change, and there is a danger that intelligence of humans is going to split between instead of like a bell curve we have right now, instead of like this kind of curve, we're likely to have it's going to split into less intelligent and then smaller number of or probably a smaller number of more intelligent. So like that. So it's really important to um, that we think about this. And if you want to stay in this part, it needs to be constantly learning, constantly thinking about it. And we also need to work out a way as a society to help people who are becoming dependent on this and who are not able to learn and grow and try and find ways that they can fit into the system or opportunities for them. And so this is the challenge that it seems like our society is facing. Here's some links in the description which could be helpful and some ideas. So cheers.